Welcome back to the EDA video course. Now that we have a functional working area, we can move forward actually beginning the analysis on the data. Within this section, you will learn how to input the data in your R environment and what to do when you get in touch with them for the first time. Have you ever wondered what to do when you have some new data to get it right from the very beginning and avoid later troubles? Just watch video within this section to discover how to do it. Let's start with data import. Within this video, we will learn how to import the data into the R environment and how to check some basic features of the data to be sure they are aligned with our expectations. As a preliminary step, let's talk about this symbol that already showed up within previous lessons. Do you know what is it and what it can be used for? If the answer is yes, you can skip 1 minute of this video. In the opposite case, I will introduce it to you. This is the pipe operator. The pipe operator is an old friend of the Unix systems, which was recently introduced within the R environment, firstly from the package. It takes the output from what is on the left and passes it to what is on its right. This is extremely useful in everyday programming for at least 2 reasons. It avoids you to save tons of intermediate and useless objects, storing only objects resulting from a given bunch of data mining treatments, but also it increases the level of readability of the code compared to the multi-nested functions that the base R will nudge you to create. Here we are with the data import. We are going here to use the Rio package, which works in some magical way. It automatically recognized the file format and consequently applied the proper import function. All of this is handled from the interface function named import. The package currently supports more than 30 file formats, some of which you can see represented here from their logo. The complete and updated list can be found within the official package webpage on GitHub. First of all, we have to load the RIO library, which is the package we were talking about before. Submit this command, and then we can actually import the data and create the object, the data frame we are going to use for our EDA. Let's call it portfolio raw data. Within the analysis folder, then we have the portfolio raw data. Just submit this command as well. And now you can see within the environment the portfolio raw data object. We can also visualize it quickly. Let's discover more later about this. Let me introduce now 3 functions we are going to apply on our portfolio raw data frame to check some basic features. The class function to discover the object type, dim function to measure data dimensions, and the names function to understand and discover the names of the attributes within the object. The first one basically returns the type of object we are facing. The dim function says how many rows and columns are there within the object, while the names function prints out column names. With the first function, we are going to gain assurance about the correct input from the external file, while the second and the third functions will let us know if the data frame is aligned with our expectations, both in terms of dimensions and attributes available. Remember to always perform those kind of preliminary checks to avoid relevant troubles later on. Let's simply do this within our portfolio raw data, running the functions explained. Class of portfolio raw data, we get data frame. Okay, we were looking for a data frame, so this is a good result. Now let's move to the dim function. 108 rows with 10 columns, so 10 attributes, and 108 rows, so 108 records. Now the names function. You can read here the names of the columns. To check for the attributes could be useful, for instance, if we are expecting some specific attribute being available, since it is crucial for our subsequent analysis. So we check for its presence before moving on. Everything is okay, so let's move on. Within this video, you have just acquired 4 simple but rather powerful tools to start your EDA. A kind of magic function which allows you to import data from different formats, which is the import function from real package. Then there are 3 functions to check fundamental features of your data and immediately spot problems into the acquisition process. Now you are ready to move on actually starting the EDA activity.